I don't think about it. About you leaving me. I don't know who I'd be. Would everything we built just turn to broken leaves? I don't think about it. Do you think of me? Walking out that door, never hearing me talk to myself in the morning anymore. Would it all just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn? You don't think about it. Maybe it scares you like it scares me. What do we do with all the possibilities? Doesn't it scare you like it scares me? What do we do with all the possibilities? We don't think about it. We don't think about it. We just fall into each other.